Hi guys, hi everyone, welcome to the recap for Friday the 3rd of August 2018. Today was a good day except in two regards. One is that I took way too many tickets and I took 65 and I'll explain to you why. And the second is that I took too many stocks at the one time, too many trades at the one time. Barring that, it was a pretty good day. So let me show you. So the overall P&L is $411. I don't have any more open positions. Everything's closed. We traded TWO, long, Simtech long, short as well, TSRO long, and MU long. And I missed a couple at the top. SQ short, and Sono short as well, and KAC, which was one of the really good trades because it didn't require a lot of stress. So as you can see, obviously from here, quite a lot of tickers. I mean, some of these are the same because obviously I went long or short, like in the case of Simtech, and another one I think as well. TSRO here is a long and here is a short, but the fact remains, probably overtraded, right? Here's my account. So 65 tickets, so double what I really ought to be aiming for, what I am aiming for, more than double. And commissions, I would say they're over $100, based on my my calculations. But anyway, so let's go through them. So we'll just go through them one by one. So SQ, let's get my pen out. So SQ, what we tried to do with SQ, so this is a 1 minute chart, the 5 minute chart, whoops, sorry, they're not all linked. So they all need to be, yeah, okay, so they should be linked now. Yeah, okay, so SQ, so what were we looking for in SQ? We were looking for, we saw this pre-market, it wasn't able to make a new high at all. And then when the market opened here at 9:30, it really wasn't making any new highs. On the 5 minute chart, if you look at the 5 minute chart, it's pretty much the same, right? This is a pre-market. It really wasn't, it wasn't showing us that it had a lot of strength. It was just sitting below the VWAP, not really going anywhere. And so what I thought was the first 5 minutes, sorry, this is 9:25. So 9:25, just before pre-market, it had a bit of a dip. But I kept watching it, and on the 15-minute chart, 9:30 opened, and I thought, nah, this looks like it may be a short. So what I did was, I went in here with, I think, 500 shares. I added to my position because I was pretty confident in the fact that it was going to go down. And then I covered in 1, 2, I think 3, 4, 5, 6, in 6 steps. So pretty much each of my trades has one entry, and it has 6 exits. So I pretty much have 7 tickets per trade, roughly. But I want to improve that. I want to decrease the number of exits to, say, 3. But this stems from the fact that I'm still a novice trader, and you know, like probably the rest of us, as soon as you see a bit of profit, because you had so many, I've had so many losses, I want to just kind of claim that. You know, I want to put a bit of that in my pocket. So it's probably it's just lack of a bit of confidence, lack of experience more than anything. But you know, it is what it is at the moment. That's why the tickets are what they are. But this was an excellent trade in the sense that, once again, if you look at the 5 minute chart, the entry is just above the VWAP, right? So my stop, my entry was, let me just show what my entry was. So we're looking at SQ, right? So shorted SQ, actually, so it wasn't 500 shares, it was 250 at 71.87, right? So that means that my stop would have been the high of there, which is, say, 72.15. So I'm risking something like 25 cents, and I'm looking to make. I was looking at this. You know, it's well over $1.50. So once again, the risk reward is pretty good here. So what did I say? 25 cents risking, and looking to make from 71.87 to the 200, which is, call it 70.50, so $1.30. All right, so what's that? $1.30 divided by 25 for, it's about 6, roughly 6 to 1. Really good risk reward. Very happy with that. So that's SQ. Let's move on to Sono. This was a killer. Sono killed me. I had a really big loss on Sono, and if you look at Sono, there we go, $420. That was really, really bad because I went in with 500 shares at 20.75, and I covered at 21.59, so almost a whole dollar, which obviously is 500 shares. It's almost $500. And what happened was, sorry, these aren't linking correctly. If I pick Sono from here, right, now we're good. I looked at the 15-minute, and this is where I got in. I got in here thinking, okie dokie, it's going to go green to red. This is the previous day's close. And I was looking at this pre-market, and I thought, right, if it cracks this at $20 or $20.70, then, you know, we're in business, right? And on the 5-minute, it looks similar. You know, this is the kind of low. I got in here to short it, so I probably anticipated a little bit, because it promptly shot up and it screwed the hell out of me, and it squeezed me big time. And I couldn't get filled the first time, and I got filled again, and it was a bit higher up, but it was at the VWAP. But the point is that, you know, this is a trade that, yeah, it can work out, it may not work out, but it's what trading is all about. You're not going to get them all correct. You know, the only thing I could have done differently is maybe taken half a position size, because it was quite early on in the session, maybe. You know, but then I did get my revenge, because I was looking. This is the first time I've actually revenge traded a stock, I think, ever. Maybe I've done it once before. I'm not the type of person who holds grudges against a symbol. You know, at the end of the day, for me, these are symbols. They don't constitute any meaning behind them. But I was pretty pissed off at losing, you know, such a large chunk of money, and I thought, right, if it sets up, we're going to go balls deep. And I got in here with, I think, 500 shares, and I covered in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots again. And it was actually quite a good short, because it dropped pretty quickly. And once again, you can tell it did crack the low of this day here, which is where I got out, because I was anticipating another bounce off it and another kind of shot upwards. But it didn't get much further than that. You know, it dropped, you know, okay, 70 cents is a lot, but from 20.70 to 20, it's still a fair bit. But end of the day, I got the bulk of the move, which is what it's all about, and cannot complain there. So I got a bit of gratification there. Next was KHC. I'll just have to do this, I guess. Let me move this out of the way. So KHC was one of the best trades that I mentioned earlier on, because I got in here with a really good entry just above VWAP. Great entry. Really happy with that. You know, as well on the 15-minute. Fantastic entry. It was showing a lot of strength, because as I started using these 15-minute candles going back about 10 days ago, let me show you what my P&L has been looking like. I'm going to go slightly off tangent here, but I've designed a trading journal, which I'm happy to share with everybody for free. It's called Total Trader, and it contains a number of stats and metrics and everything else that it works out for you. So, you know, if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the link to it. It's on my blog, so you can just follow my blog and have a look at it. But what I wanted to show you was this. So everything that is yellow is sim. All right. I mean, I've had some absolutely shocking days because of lack of confidence and not knowing that there's a thing called risk control in DAS, where you can actually cap the maximum loss you can take before it shuts down your platform for the days. In other words, it won't allow you to enter any more trades. This week, a few weeks back, just fucking killed me. It knocked the socks off me, and it made me really rethink my whole trading, whether I'm kind of fit for purpose, so to speak. But anyway, this was a month ago. So the point of being back in sim, and if you look at the previous month, a couple of really crazy negative numbers in there, but dispersed amongst a number of decent solid green days. But the point being that you can't survive with this. So everything in yellow are days I was in sim. If you look at my performance, I wasn't looking at my P&L, and I was using the 15-minute chart. Right, so these are green because they were haven't traded. These are for the next 2 weeks, right? But look at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. These are solid days, right? These are solid green days, because I think, well, three major things. One, it's not real. So even though I'm doing my best to keep it as realistic as possible, can't always replicate that. But I am treating it extremely seriously. So I'm taking the same share size, keeping it for the same amount of time. I'm not doing anything stupid to make up for losses and going in 10,000 shares. Nothing like that. It's all very realistic. But the 15-minute chart helped a lot, as did changing my setup. So going back to K8C, what I want to show you was that because of the 15-minute chart, which is what I've been using, I was able to spot this really big green engulfing bullish candle, which you don't really see on the 5-minute chart, and you certainly won't see it on the 1 minute. Even if I was to scroll back to 9:30, you still wouldn't be able to see it. So this prompted me to think, wow, this is gaining quite a bit of traction. I think this may break above VWAP. So I got in here and I held it and I scaled out. Now, mind you, I was holding something like 50 shares here when I was probably up about almost $100, I think, roughly. And for some reason, I decided to close my position, because if you look at this, is where I got out, and I still don't know why. I got out because I felt it was turning around, it was reversing on me. I don't know. Call it just impatience in a way. I don't know. But certainly this thing shot a lot further than what I had thought it could, and I got in. I lost like $1.50 off the top. But anyway, another good trade, but one that you really just kind of set and forget. It was that kind of trade, and we like these trades because they don't come across that often. Then TSRO. Right, TSRO I traded a number of times. It doesn't look very pretty, but TSRO, I shorted here. I added to my short thinking it was going to drop because it looked quite weak. And if you look at the 15-minute candle, it looked quite weak. When you short here, I added here, and it was actually a good trade because it promptly scooped all the way down here. And as you can see on the 5-minute chart, I covered, and I covered all the way pretty much to break even. And then I went long, so I went in a different direction, and then I sold off a couple of times here into the high of the day, which was a good setup, and that was a pretty good trade. So I think I traded this twice. This was the first time, and this was the second time long. So long and short, and they both worked out. So this was quite good on TSRO. So very happy with that as well. And then TTWO. The reason I've got so many tickers, as you can see down here, is because I'm in 2 chat rooms. Oh, I've done it again. And they both have slightly different watch lists, but I don't have enough room on my 2 screens to kind of have all my charts showing at the same time. So that's why it's a little bit complicated. But I don't want to crap on for too long because it's already been 14 minutes. But these are some trades that worked out, others didn't work out. What I found here is that sometimes you've got to be careful around the VWAP, because even though if you have technicals close to your profit targets, that's not a great sign, because it means that obviously if you're going short here, you really only have this much potential for profit, right? Because it's a technical level which is quite strong, and it probably will bounce off it like it did here. So I didn't take a big position size on here. And the one that didn't work out at all, if you ever want to find a boring trade that makes you sit there and it's like watching paint dry, it's Symantec. Oh gosh. SYMC. Right? This thing just did not freaking move. I went short, it didn't move. I got bored and I got a little bit scared. It was going to kind of go squeeze on me. I got out. Then I went long. It didn't do anything, so I sold. I went long, think it's going to break 18 and finally get up to this, 1830 level, the 50-day moving average. No doing. It just sat there and it sat there and it sat there and it sat there and it sat there. I went, right, I'm done. 11:45 it decides to kind of peek around the corner, but whatever. I'm long gone by then. But that's one that just didn't work out. And MU was at the very end. MU, and I try not to trade MU because I'm not really good at reading its price action. But the moderator, Andrew, after he finished his day as well, he decided that he saw this setting up for a nice short going back to the VWAP. So he saw this, he saw it topping off at the top, and he thought that, this has got a good chance of just hitting the VWAP. So I think it was something like 25 cents or 20 cents roughly that he was looking for. And I decided to kind of go into this trade as well because I felt that the setup looked okay, the volume was still there. It certainly looked like it was dropping in terms of the direction it was going in. So that was also, I think, about $100 or $150 that you can see here at the bottom, MU. So all up, a pretty good day, apart from two things: the number of tickets and the excessive number of trades. So over trading, but I can feel like I'm getting a bit better. I can feel that the last 2 weeks have given me a bit more stability, a little bit of confidence coming back, and I'm going to be in sim for another 2 weeks, so total 4 weeks, and then after that we will see what happens. So anyway, I am moving house tonight. I will be back on Monday. If for any reason I don't get the trade on Monday, it's because my internet's not working or hasn't been hooked up and whatnot. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. But anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.